and welcome to Pattern and Craft. I'm Courtney and today's video is my monthly August wrap up. So my wrap up video for all of the bracelets that I made in August. So this is a Starburst pattern bracelet and it's actually my first Starburst pattern bracelet that I've ever made. So I think I kind of had been putting off making one. It's a very popular pattern, but usually it's a little bit of a bigger pattern. I think this has one or two less colors than the normal one. So usually it's like four Starbursts make a bracelet, maybe five. So they're pretty thick bracelets, but I picked a pattern that was just had fewer colors, so it was not as thick. It's still a pretty big bracelet. But yeah, I really liked making this actually, and I was kind of being intimidated and scared for like no reason, because once I started knotting it, I realized it's really easy to segment knot and it goes really fast and it's really easy to follow the pattern. You pretty much get the hang of it after one or two of these starbursts. So if you're looking for a pattern to try, a little bit more advanced pattern, I would definitely go for this one because it turns out really cool and it's actually easier than it looks. So, and I also kind of went a little different with the colors. Usually this like light brown would be the darkest color, the little outline kind of, and then it would go lighter towards the center, but I just wanted to do something a little different and I picked my like earth tony colors because I like that as well. So there's that one. And then this is another little kind of earth tone guy. I mean, bracelets don't have to be complicated. Sometimes simple bracelets look nice too. So this one's just a little simple pattern that I created with just, you know, two colors of this string and then just an off-white background. But I think it ended up really nice and I uploaded the pattern to Bracelet Book, so that's available if you want to make that. And then this one was just one I saw in a group that I'm on Facebook. Someone was like asking about a pattern, but this one's deceiving. So if you were to look at these two bracelets, you think this one would probably be the more hard to knot, right? This was way easier to knot than this bracelet because this one has a ton of backward forward knots and straight edges. I mean, this one has straight edges too, but this one was much harder and it's just this little tiny thin bracelet, but it was pretty difficult to keep the tension even and to make this, but you know, it went fast though still because it's thin. Next up we have some basic diamond bracelets, but I did a little something different with both of them because, you know, I just got to do something a little different. So with this one, I don't know if you can tell, there's the string in this one. I actually did some interesting stuff with that. So it's color changing string, like it's like multicolor string, but then I went ahead and split the string into like, you know how every string is 6 strands? I split it up and combined it with other color strings so that like the string itself is multiple colors within it, which I think could look really cool, but I think this one has too much yellow in it, so it's kind of, I don't know, the colors kind of clash a little bit. Maybe if it was more tonal. You might not notice it if it was more tonal though. I have to play with this technique a little more. So yeah, that's a really, really fun pattern though to actually make. It's just a simple diamond. So I had fun with this making it, but then, you know, the technique with splitting the strings is a little tedious. So I'm glad I picked like a kind of basic, easy pattern. And then I just did the 4-strand normal braid for that guy. I haven't done that one in a while. It tends to twist though, so I've been doing a 4-strand round braid a lot more often, but I still like how it looks. And then this is another simple basic diamond, but I love how the colors ended up in this one. I kind of picked it, you know, it's funny, I've had 2 bracelets that I picked the colors like really quickly, just without even kind of thinking, and they both turned out really nice this month. So those ones I like picked the colors in like 2 seconds. It's crazy, but they ended up really pretty. And then this one has a different kind of closure than I've used in the past. It's a 4-strand round braid tie that I then also made into a barrel knot. And then I have a loop on this side. And usually with a bracelet this thin, I wouldn't do like a loop and a tie. I would just do 2 ties. But I wanted to experiment with other techniques for closures. So you basically just do that. It's similar to like if you had a button or something, but it's just a big knot. I'll link the video for how I learned the barrel knot, but maybe I'll do a tutorial on it eventually. I also used the barrel knot closure on this bracelet which has a beaded edge. So I'm definitely going to be doing a tutorial on this because there is a bit of a trick to it. I've seen people who add beads to the edge in a different way where the bead kind of sticks out. But this one, the bead's actually kind of within the pattern. It's still on the edge, it still kind of sticks out, but like you kind of skip a thread and I don't know, I'll show you. Anyway, so that one is a basic chevron, and then I just, change directions for the pattern. This is just a basic diamond. And then this one is a little bit more of a complex pattern. It's been in my to-dos for forever. And I always thought it looked really cool. And there's a few different similar patterns of this one, but I think all of them look really great. And this one, I picked the colors again, like I said, in 2 seconds. I just kind of grabbed whatever I thought, might look good on video, because this was for a demo bracelet for how to start your bracelet in the middle. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. You'll see that video eventually. But this is one of my favorite ones that I made this month. It's really pretty. I also did some more colorful bracelets this month. I think 2 of these were for challenges, maybe all 3. For the bracelet book has monthly and then also weekly challenges. And I think these all might be, I know this one was a challenge bracelet. So I made this one. I really like the colors, how they turned out. I tend to not usually use a lot of colors, but this, I don't know, with the dark blue ground, with popping the warm tones and purple, it looks really pretty. And I think this was leftover string from that bracelet that I just kind of made into a coordinating little like tie bracelet, little braid. That's the 4-strand round braid with the straight variation instead of the twist. And then this one's kind of fun. This was a shaped bracelet pattern that I started to make, and it wasn't working out too well. I'm not as good at the shaped bracelets yet. So I decided to do it as a normal bracelet. So I kind of just made up what would happen in between. I think this, it was like a diamond like this. And then I just kind of made up the rest. And I will link both the shaped bracelet version and the version that I uploaded. That's the pattern for this exact one. So that turned out really nicely. And again, it's sort of a more neutral color ground with bright colors on top. I like that combo. And then here's a really bright one. This might have been a challenge bracelet, I don't remember, so I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I just really like these colors together, like the blue and the bright warm tones and then the teal. I've been really feeling this kind of colorway lately. You can see they all kind of have a similar feel in a way. So that's really fun. So again, sometimes I like to just make really simple bracelets. This was just a little tiny diamond that repeats, and then a little coordinating tie twist bracelet that, is super simple and quick to make, and it's kind of fun to wear them together because they kind of coordinate. And then this bracelet was one of the most recent ones I made, and I actually was going to give up on this bracelet. It was originally just this pattern, just right here. And it was, not bad. It's just a chevron with sort of a polka dot zigzag border that I've used on other bracelets and I liked. But it just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. It was just kind of boring, or I just didn't like the colors maybe, I'm not sure. So I didn't work on it for a while, and then I was going to throw it away. And then I decided to keep going with it, and I changed directions in the center to create a diamond. And then I got to about here, and then I was like, okay, it still needs something more. So then I brought in the strings and then started doing a new pattern on the edges, or on each end. And I ended up really liking it. Now it's one of my favorite bracelets of this month. So it's just funny how you can have a bracelet that you totally hate, and then you come back to later and maybe make a few changes, and then you really like it. Okay, so here's a fun little series. This is I shouldn't be showing you this because I haven't put out the video yet, but I filmed it, so maybe it'll come out right before or right after this one. So this is basically, these look more complicated than they are. They're just using that multicolor color shifting thread. And these were done with lining up the embroidery floss, the it's hard to explain, but like the colors kind of repeat the way they dye them. And if you align them and then knot the bracelet, it kind of looks like this. If you don't align them and just kind of let the colors be random, it looks like this. So I just experimented with that. I feel like this kind of looks like tie-dye. This kind of does too, but it's more of a random pattern, whereas this looks like almost like a true tie-dye. So that video will be coming out. I like kind of show how to line up your threads and like, you know. And then this one was similar to those. I did the same technique, but I alternated with a solid color string and I did a chevron. I think these were just candy stripe basically, because it doesn't matter what pattern you use. And then this was the chevron. And I did align the threads for this one as well. So it kind of looks like tie-dyed, but with like, you know, a stripe on top of it or something. And then these were just, I seem to be cutting my strings a little too long lately. So I just made like, this one's a twisted tie technique for just the bracelet. But I think it looks really pretty with the multicolored thread against the black. And then this one's a double twist. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Kind of a funny look, but it's like a twisted tie that then I twisted the twisted tie together. So this creates the little loop and then separated them for the ties. All right, almost there. I did a lot. So I did, oh, this is another challenge bracelet. So this pattern of mine actually got picked for a challenge. And this is a really cool pattern actually. It has so many different ways you can do the variations. This is the most basic way, which is just the two colors. But I think Soda Pop maybe uploaded a couple variations that are like rainbow and they look really cool too. So definitely check out the variations on this pattern in Bracelet Book. And then I did crimp ends on this one because it looked like a little more, I don't know, dainty or jewelry-ish. So I thought that would be nice, like, way to finish it. And also because this type of pattern doesn't really lend itself to like a triangle end or anything. So it's nice to just do like a flat end. And finally, we have these, which I think are really cool. So this is the chain link kind of technique. So you probably have seen Masha Knots chain link candy stripe. So it's kind of a similar technique. And then you probably have seen this floating around. The reason I started making them is I saw this pattern kind of going around on Instagram. And I was like, how did they do that? So I've heard it called like the lattice chevron. And I think I call it I did a video just recently, so you'll probably have seen it, the chain link chevron. So that's what this is. And then I did a multicolor kind of in pastels, and then the just single color with fewer strings. And then this one's like, I think my favorite bracelet of the whole month. So I'll have to do a video on this. I'm doing a video on one that's going to be very similar, but it's just diamonds, and then it's kind of combining macrame techniques with friendship bracelet techniques. That'll be upcoming. But this one's just the same chevron technique, just like with diamonds created. So that came out really beautiful, and this is like my favorite color too, this like rusty brown. So that's one of my favorites for the month. So I think that's everything. You can see I did quite a few. But yeah, I like doing these little monthly wrap-ups. It's fun to like see how much you can get done in a month. I didn't realize I was this prolific with making bracelets, but I haven't been doing like any other crafts lately either, because just life's been a little wild and crazy right now. So I'm just focusing on stuff that's easy, and you know, these you can just do in your spare time in the evening after, you know, you've been on the computer all day or whatever, and you can just kind of zone out and like make a bracelet. And it's really, I don't know, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's, you know, relaxing. It kind of calms me down. So yeah, I made quite a lot. That's my monthly wrap up for August. So I hope this inspired you. I'll link all of the pattern numbers in the description. So I hope this helps inspire you to make more bracelets and experiment with different techniques. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe and share the video if you enjoyed it, and like it, and leave me a comment if you have any questions or suggestions, or just want to tell me what you're up to. And then check out my Instagram and, you know, tag me if you make any of these patterns or use any of my technique videos to make a bracelet of your own. Thanks so much, and happy crafting!